Hello, Holliston, and welcome to Tondorf Playoff Baseball from Medway's Cassidy Field Complex. We're at Santos Field for the first round matchup between the 12-year-old Holliston Panthers and the 12-year-old Medway Mustangs. The Panthers, the number one seed coming into the Tondorf playoffs. They are 9-1 on the season, facing Medway, who is limping into the playoffs at 1-9. So this is a 1 versus 8 seeded up matchup between these two teams. I'm Brian Winston, along with cameraman and co-producer Mark Dennison, to bring you this game on Holliston Cable Access Television. It's a fantastic Saturday evening here in Medway. Game time temperature about 82 degrees. Partly cloudy skies. Been a beautiful day here in New England. We will be back in a few moments with the first pitch. And Holliston takes the field for this beautiful Saturday night baseball game at Medway. Game time just about 6:45 on July 15th. It's a Saturday night here in Medway. Your Panthers are 9-1 heading into this first round matchup in the Tondorf playoffs 2017. Medway again struggling this season at 1-9, supposedly losing a couple of key players who decided to play up with an older level. And this Holliston Panther team, as you Panther fans know, has been together for 5 seasons, starting all the way back in the Ashland Sparkler, and very much the same team through those years. Coached by Dan Larsch, head coach. Assistant coaches Dan Rudowitz, Tim McCarron, Joe Gentile, and Todd Kiley. Head coach for Medway, Adam Fraughton, with his staff. So we are getting ready for the first pitch. Your defense for the Panthers will start in the outfield, Terrence MacArthur, in left, Andrew Dennison in center, and in right, Andrew Lee. Your infield at third is Nick Larsch. At shortstop, Kevin Rudowitz. At second, TJ Kiley. At first, Sam Winston. The catcher is Joe Gentile, and your pitcher tonight is Owen McCarron, who, on the first pitch, Luke Fraughton, the leadoff hitter for Medway, swings and fouls it back for strike one. So Owen McCarron has been pitching very well lately. 4 scoreless innings last weekend for the Panthers. And there's a strike. It's topped and just rolls back. So quickly, McCarron ahead, 0-2. McCarron and Gentile, your battery for this first playoff game. The 0-2 pitch. High and inside for ball 1. These two teams have met twice in this 2017 season. Medway losing both of them. The Panthers taking both. The 1-2 is a hit up the middle for a base hit. Dennison fields it cleanly and gets it in quickly to Rudowitz. So down 0-2, and Fraughton ends up with a hard line drive up the middle. So the leadoff hitter is on for Medway. And up to the plate steps number 7, Jackson Bridges. So one man on Fraughton, number 12. And Jackson Bridges steps in. So the Panthers won the first game. It was the opening game of the season, 14-4. And then the two teams met a little bit later in the season, with the Panthers winning 11-5. Owen gets ahead of Bridges, 0-1. The 0-1 from McCarron is down the middle for strike 2. Quickly again ahead of the hitter, 0-2. Fraughton on first. His Panther teammates cheering him on. And the 0-2 from McCarron is topped to shortstop. Rudowitz fields it, flips to Kiley. They get the out at second. Excellent play there by Kev to stay low on that. So Jackson Bridges reaches on the fielder's choice. Fraughton is retired, 6-4 on the fielder's choice. So one down, and in steps Luke Luzetti, number 18, the lefty. So 1 on, 1 out for Medway. And this one is topped. It looks like a slow roller. It has been declared foul. 2 umpires tonight. You know it's a big-time game in Tondorf Baseball when 2 umpires are here, so Medway always providing 2 umpires in these playoff matchups. 4 eyes better than 2. The 0-1 to Luzetti. And it's a strike, so again, McCarron ahead 0-2. Excellent job getting ahead of the hitters. And looking to get Luzetti here, the number 3 hitter. And it's a flare off into left field. MacArthur has it. He calls it up. He makes a great play. Terrence MacArthur, textbook outfield there in left field. Retires Luzetti on the fly ball to left. That's 2 down. And in steps Matt Childs, number 34, with 2 down and 1 on first. Fans arriving to Santos Field here in Medway as that ball's low and away. Game started a few minutes earlier than scheduled, so more fans will be trickling in. Big Panther cheering section, similar to that Dodger crowd at Dodger Stadium, a late arriving crowd tonight. And there's a base hit. No, it isn't. It's a cutoff by Nick Larsh on the line drive. Excellent job in the Panthers with some great defense. So no runs on 1 hit after a half inning. No score. Bottom of the first at Santos Field in Medway. Your leadoff hitter is Nick Larsh, who gets one. It's up the middle, and he's going to reach. Both the shortstop and second baseman collide. Number 34, that is Matt Childs, still down, slowly getting up. A straight, almost literally straight ball up the middle was heading right to the base, and number 34, the second baseman, Matt Childs, and your shortstop, who is number 3, Aiden Dion, collided. And he looks a little shaken up, but he seems to be okay. Almost right out of a Three Stooges episode. But nonetheless, Larsh is on with a base hit up the middle, and in steps Kevin Rudowitz. Kevin, your shortstop. Your pitcher, that's a strike to Kevin. The pitcher for Medway to start the game is number 4, Russell Grank. It's all lefty. He winds and delivers. And it's just outside for ball 1. 1-1 to Rudowitz. On deck, Andrew Lee. Number 4, Grank sets, delivers a curveball that just stays up and away. So 2-1 to Kevin. So Grank doing a good job trying to mix up some pitches and changing speeds on these Holliston hitters. That is low and away for ball 3. 3-1 to Kevin. Breeze blowing slightly in here at Santos Field. Lights are on. The 3-1. This is flared up in the infield. The shortstop going to get it. He does get it. That's number 3, Aiden Dion, who makes the play on the pop-up to the infield. So Kevin retired. First, 1 down, and here steps, in steps Andrew Lee, number 1, your right fielder tonight. So Lee steps in with Larsh at first. Grank delivers, and this one has also popped up on the infield to the third baseman, and that is number 45, Matt Bullard, who gets under it and calls it up. So 2 infield pop-ups for the Panthers. Not many of those this season. And in steps Sean O'Neill, who has been one of Holliston's hot hitters, and to the point where the Medway coaching staff telling their outfielders to back up. And Sean flares it out into right center. Number 12 comes over. That's number 12, Luke Fraughton, who covers a long distance to make that grab to retire O'Neill on the flyout. 1 hit, no runs for Holliston, no score after 1. Top of the second inning from Santos Field. No score after 1. Leading off for Medway, Russell Grank, who is the pitcher for Medway. So it'll be Grank, Sean Anderson, and Matt Bullard coming up. McCarron on the mound. And that ball is just low and away for ball one to Grank. McCarron pitched a scoreless first inning. The 1-0. That's topped right in front of Gentile, and it is a foul ball. 1-1 to Grank. And McCarron, so far in the zone, pitching very well to begin the game. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that's low. Low and inside for ball two. 2-1 now to Grank. McCarron sets, delivers. That one's topped down to Larchette, third. He fires to first, and they get him. So good play by Nick. And Grank is retired. 5-3. One down, the leadoff hitter is out, and in steps Sean Anderson, number 11. So Anderson up, Bullard on deck. And one out here in the top of the second. I missed that pitch. I think it was a ball. So Anderson ahead in the count 1-0. One down in the second. It's low and away. So 2-0 now to Anderson. You can push it down. Anderson in the box. McCarron delivers. That's topped foul down the third base side. Not a play. Andrew Dennison in center field, reading that foul ball, thinking they're going to pull it. He's communicating that over to Terrence MacArthur in left. Love the communication there of our outfielders. And McCarron, the 2-1. That's swung and a miss. And actually, that was the 1-2. I was wrong. That's a strikeout for McCarron. 2 down in the second. I was distracted there and missed the count.
Sorry.
And we have a visitor in the box. My wife, Melissa, has popped in. But there's 2 down in the top of the second. And this is Matt Bullard for a strike. Strike one. She's leaving. The executives at HCAT have only certified Mark and I to be in the production booth. Security has taken her away. So that's low for ball one. 1-1 to Bullard. 2 down here in the top of the second. McCarron delivers. Fouled off. So Owen again, just consistently getting ahead of hitters today. And that's what the Panther fans and coaching staff want to see. And players, for that matter, of course. McCarron. And he gets him on the, looked like a breaking ball there. Strike 3 to Bullard, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Panthers. No runs, no hits, and no score after 1.5. Bottom of the second inning. Panthers coming up to bat in this scoreless game. It's the Panther pitcher, Owen McCarron, number 7. McCarron, Winston, and Gentile scheduled up this inning. And there is a hit. Down the line, it gets through for a base hit for McCarron into right field. A seeing eye ground ball by McCarron on the first pitch. So the Panthers have something started here in the second. Leadoff hitter on in steps number 5, Sam Winston, your first baseman. On deck, number 9, Joe Gentile. Leadoff hitter on, and this one is chopped down. That's a base hit to left field, and the first 2 hitters are on for the Panthers. So a opposite field hit to left. That seems to be Sam's spot lately. McCarron on to second, so the first 2 are on for the Panthers, and in steps the hot hitter, primetime Joe Gentile. And that one is fouled off into the woods, and likely that baseball never to be seen again. 1 strike to Joe. On deck, Terrence MacArthur. So hitters galore for this Panther lineup. And looked like a curveball. I think that one dropped in for a strike. So Joe behind, 0-2. Grank delivers. It's high and outside. Good job by Joe to lay off of that. Again, Russell Grank, your Medway pitcher of record so far. So first two hitters on in the second for the Panthers. Joe lays off again. Good job by Joe, number 9, 2-2. Joe's your catcher. Pitcher winds and delivers. That's low and away. So Joe has now worked this to a 3-2 count. Excellent job by Joe. Here's a payoff pitch. And it's outside, so excellent job by Joe to work the walk down 0-2. So McCarron goes to third, Winston to second, Gentile now on first. Base is loaded for Terrence MacArthur, and we were in a similar position a few games ago when Terrence stepped up and hit an absolute bomb to left center field for a grand slam. Sure, the coach is just telling Terrence just a base hit. So good spot here for the Panthers. Bases loaded, no outs. That one's high and away for ball one to Terrence. On deck, TJ Kiley. MacArthur just hoping to get at least one run in here, and he swings through that one. Big swing and a miss by Terrence, 1-1. Nowhere to put Terrence. Panthers hoping to get the lead. That one is inside. And was that called a strike? It was inside. I'm not sure what the call was on that one. And that's out, and Terrence does a good job of fouling it off. So either way, there's 2 strikes on Terrence. Not sure if it's 1-2 or 2-2, but at least 1-2 to Terrence. So good job there to keep himself alive and foul that pitch back. And it's a strike. Tough spot there for Terrence. Tough pitch to take, or swing at for that matter. So a looking strikeout, big out for Medway. As Terrence goes down looking on that low and outside pitch, he would have barely been able to get a bat on that. And in steps TJ Kiley. Kiley, the lefty, looks in at the ball, low and inside to Kiley. On deck, Andrew Dennison. So big spot for Tej, hoping to pick up Terrence. TJ, the second baseman. And that is high to TJ, 2-0 to Kiley. Again, McCarron on third, Winston on second, Gentile on first. Grank winds and delivers. That is high, so 3-0 to Kiley. Walk is a run for the Panthers. That means a walk is a lead for Holliston. 3-0 to Kiley. And that is low and outside. So Kiley, a 4-pitch walk, and a ribby, and the Panthers take the lead, 1-0. So good at bat by Kiley. Didn't have really much to swing at anyways. And in steps Andrew Dennison, the center fielder. Dennison. On deck is Nick Larsh. So Andrew in a good spot here. Base is still loaded. Winston now at third, Gentile at second, Kiley at first, and that pitch is outside for ball one to Andrew. Andrew's focused in the box. Here's the pitch. That almost hits him. Andrew jumps out of the way. So 2-0 now. Medway pitcher Grank having a little trouble with his control, and that will prompt a break in the action as the coach, Adam Fraughton, comes out to talk to his pitcher. At the same time, Coach Larsh is pulling Andrew Dennison aside to give him some coaching here on this 2-0 count. Got to think a fastball's coming as Grank's struggling to throw a strike and really needs one. Would hate to go down 3-0 to Andrew. Will Andrew jump on it if it's a good pitch? Let's see. The 2-0. It's a curveball, and Andrew does hack at it, and it's fouled off and out of play. So 2-1 now to Dennison. With the bases loaded. Here in the bottom of the second inning, 1-0 Panthers. 3-1. That's low and in the dirt. And it is ball 3. So 3-1 to Dennison. Fastball count here for Andrew. Andrew with speed and a good contact hitter. And a great walk by Andrew, because that was a tempting pitch to swing at, and it would have been tough to get the bat on it. So Andrew picks up the RBI as Winston comes in to score. So 2-zip now, Holliston. Gentile to third. Kiley to second. Dennison to first. 2-zip, and here's Nick Larsh, who looks at a strike. Larsh singled his first time up. He hit it literally up the middle, where the second baseman and the shortstop collided. That one's high and inside to Larsh. 1-1 to Larsh. Bags full here on deck, Rudowitz. Holliston looking to explode in this inning. Great opportunity here with only one out, and that's low and inside. 2-1 to Nick Larsh. That's fouled straight back. Nick just missed that one. 2-2 now to Larsh. A little bit outside. Nick got the bat on, just missed it, just underneath it. Bases loaded. Good spot for Larsh, the 2-2. It's a high curveball, not even close. So full count now to Larsh. There is one out on the MacArthur strikeout. Here's the payoff pitch to Larsh. And it's not even close. So a walk to Larsh. He gets the RBI. Gentile comes in to score. 3-zip Holliston. Kiley to third. Dennison to second. And here's Kevin Rudowitz. He popped out to the shortstop, and it looks like we're going to have a pitching change here as the Medway coach comes out. Bases loaded. 3 runs in for Holliston here in the bottom of the second. We will be back when the new pitcher is ready. Back to the action here in Medway. It's 3-0 Panthers, and that is a strike to Rudowitz. New pitcher for Medway is the right-hander. And this one's hit deep to left by Kevin and bombs away for Rudowitz. It's a grand slam. And that sends the kids crazy out here in left. So a grand slam by Rudowitz. And that quickly makes the score 7-0 as he rounds the bases and is greeted by his teammates. So the new pitcher, 2 pitchers in, I couldn't even get his name out. It is Charlie McKeon. Gives up the grand slam to Rudowitz. So Kiley scores, Dennison scores, Larsh scores, and a round tripper for Kevin. And it is 7-zip Panthers. In steps number 1, Andrew Lee. So that was high and deep for Kev. Great balance on that swing. And he has given the Panthers a comfortable lead for the moment, but it is only the bottom of the second inning. So 7-zip Panthers, still only 1 out. And here's Lee with a hard hit up the middle for a base hit. Andrew Lee is on. He is now 1 for 2. He popped up to the third baseman his first time up. So base hit for Lee. He's on with 1 out. Here is Sean O'Neill. Sean flew out to the center fielder. Made a good play running to his left to get it. So O'Neill digs in with Lee on first. And Sean hits it to the shortstop. It's fielded. It's flipped to second for 1. It's a wild throw to first, but Sean will stay at first. So a fielder's choice by O'Neill. Sean is on, but Lee retired. Nice play by the shortstop there to flip it to the second baseman. So 2 down for Owen McCarron. McCarron singled his first at-bat. And this one is hit high to left field. Number 10 coming in on it. It's a long way, and it's a foul ball. Number 10, your left fielder, Jackson Haram. Tough play to get to that one. So McCarron fouls that one off for an 0-1 count. 7-zip Panthers looking to get more here with 2 out in the second. The 0-1 is low, and O'Neill will scamper down to second base on the pass ball. So 1-1 to McCarron. O'Neill now on second base. That one is a hard line drive to left field for McCarron. Good play by the left fielder to take it on the hop, and that's a nice swing by McCarron to go inside out. He is on with his second hit. And first and second for Winston. Winston singled his first at-bat, so 2 down. Actually, first and third. My mistake. O'Neill gets the third. So first and third, 2 down. 7-zip Panthers. Winston looks, and that's high and outside, nothing even close. Sammy hit his only home run of the Tondorf season against this Medway club in the first game of the season. And he steps in here to try to pad the Panther lead. 1-0 to Sam. That's way outside. 2-0. McCarron still at first. Usually they have a first and third play to try to advance the runner, but not right now. The 2-0 to Winston. That's fouled straight off to the side. 2-1 to Sam. On deck, Joe Gentile. So big inning for the Panthers so far here in the second. 2-1 pitch coming up. That's way outside. So the Medway pitching staff so far having a hard time finding the strike zone. Walks, few walks today, have not helped the Medway team. So 3-1 to Sam. And looks at ball 4. So Sam is on, and the bases are loaded again. Just missing to the outside. So McCarron at second, O'Neill at third, McCarron at second, Winston on first. Here's Joe Gentile, who walked his first time up. He takes a low strike, 0-1 to primetime Gentile. Bases still loaded. Holliston looking for more. And that pitch is behind Joe Gentile, 1-1, my bad. 1-1 to primetime Joey. Bases loaded. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt. It gets by the catcher. O'Neill stops. Wise move. Likely would have been out at home plate, and a big lead early. So it's a 2-1 count now to Gentile, number 9, your catcher. Medway dying to get out of this inning and stop the bleeding. And it just topped in front of the plate. This is going to be a tough play. And he makes it. The catcher runs out, gets it, and runs back to touch home plate on the force, getting O'Neill. However, the Panthers, wow, do they explode here in the second inning, led by the Rudowitz grand slam. They got 7 in the second, and after 2, 7-0 Panthers. Top of the third at Santos Field, gorgeous Saturday night, and looking even better for the Panthers as they are up 7-0. And this one is hit out to right field. Larsh, the new right fielder, coming in on it, can't make the play. It's a fair ball. The runner, who is Aiden Dion, is in safely at second. So that's a double for Dion to lead off the third inning. Tough play for Nick. He had to run a long way and dove for it. So Nick Larsh in at right field, Sean O'Neill in at third. Other than that, it's the same defense for the Panthers. McCarron still on the mound, and here is Jackson Horan, number 10, and there's a strike to Horan. So leadoff batter is on. That's Aiden Dion. Jackson Horan on deck, Charlie McKeon. There's a strike. So again, McCarron ahead of the hitter, 0-2. May have noticed a lot of sounds, music, noise in the background here. A busy day in Medway. They're having their Medway Pride Day today. Carnivals, music, games. I'm sure plenty of tasty treats. Fun for everybody in the whole family. And speaking of fun, Owen McCarron having some fun as he strikes out Jackson Horan for the first out of the inning, leaving Dion at second. Here's Charlie McKeon, yet to be up yet. This is his first at-bat, number 33. He swings and misses for strike 1. So top 3 here, 7-0 in this first round of the Tondorf League playoffs. The heavily favored Panthers in this game at 9-1, Medway at 1-9. McCarron just missing high and away. 1-1 to Charlie McKeon. On deck, Luke Frott in the top of the order. Nope, it's a strike. Hits the outside corner, so 1-2 to Charlie McKeon. And that is fouled literally straight back and off the fence. So the count will remain 1-2. And left is Terrence MacArthur, in center field Andrew Dennison, and right Nick Larsh. Third base O'Neill, shortstop Rudowitz, second base Kiley, and first base Sam Winston. And he swings and misses, so a strikeout for McCarron. Swinging strikeout, there's 2 down. Again, the runner at second is Aiden Dion. In steps Luke Frotton, and he singled his first time up. 7-zip Panthers. And the first pitch to him is topped foul. So Luke fouls one off. 0-1, 2 down. Runner on second for Medway. And down 7-zip. So they're looking to get something going just to bring the morale up back for that Medway team. And that one is topped foul. So as I've already said 4 or 5 times, McCarron ahead of the hitter. 0-2, and there's 2 outs. Picture perfect evening. Beautiful Medway, Massachusetts. McCarron. That's a ball low and away in the dirt. Good stop by Joey G. Getting the glove down, turning it in the right position, getting his knees down to the ground to swallow up that ball. So 1-2 now to Frotton. Curveball gets him looking. A beautiful pitch by McCarron to end the inning. Striking out the side after the leadoff double. After 2.5. Panthers 7. Medway 0. Bottom of the third for the Panthers, 7-0 lead. And here is Terrence MacArthur. Terrence struck out his first time up and looks at a ball low and away. MacArthur, Kiley, Dennison scheduled to hit in this bottom of the third. In the background, you hear the patriotism. And we are standing with our hats off just to make it official. The boys have to keep their hats on, though, since they're in the middle of the game. Again, Medway Pride Day happening in the background, so a sense of nationalism spreading through Santos Field. 2-0 to Terrence. And make that 3-0 now to Terrence. So again, the Medway staff struggling to throw strikes tonight, which I'm sure is one thing head coach Adam Frotton did not want, was that to just provide more runners for the Panthers. MacArthur swings through that one. Might have gotten a piece of it, hard to tell. So I think the count is 3-1 to Terrence. Maybe have the green light there, or I might have messed the count up. Here's the pitch to T-Mac. And that is low, and it is ball 4. So Terrence, the leadoff runner, is on as the national anthem concludes. And here comes TJ Kiley, not Todd Kiley. Todd Kiley, coach of this, assistant coach of this Panther squad. I don't see Coach Kiley in the dugout. He coaches his other son, Brent's team. They might be having a game at the same time. So here's TJ. TJ walked his first time up. He's faking the bunt and does a good job there to distract the pitcher, and a wild pitch, and nobody on third as Terrence heads down to second on the pass ball. Or, wild pitch, not sure. You decide. Kiley and then Dennison. So TJ up 1-0. More festive music in the background for these young athletes here in Medway. And that's a strike. So the third baseman doing a good job of charging the play, and the shortstop doing a good job of covering third in case Terrence decides to run. Third baseman, number 45, Matt Bullard, and number 3, Aiden Dion at shortstop, performing that bunt defense well. And Kiley with a base hit up the middle. Beautiful, nice, easy swing for Kiley. MacArthur rounds third and holds up. So that's a base hit for Kylie. MacArthur to third, and again, Holliston has something cooking here in the third inning. In steps Andrew Dennison. Dennison walked his first time up and scored. So first and third, Kylie at first, MacArthur at third, and here is Andrew, your center fielder, number 24. On deck, top of the order, Nick Larsh. Fraught and winds, delivers, and a big swing and a miss for Andrew. Took a big hack at that one. I like that aggressiveness there. He saw a pitch high, and Andrew can hit the high ball. We've seen that happen. I remember his home run last year in Ashland was on a high pitch that he just absolutely unloaded on into the deep center field woods. So 0-1 to Dennison, first and third for the Panthers. Nobody out, 7-0 Panthers. Fraught and winds and delivers, and another big swing and a miss for Andrews. So he's quickly down 0-2. Runners staying where they are for the moment. Again, oftentimes the first to third, they'll send the first base runner over, but perhaps Coach Larsh, with a 7-0 lead, not concerned with that. And the pitch to Dennison gets by, and Terrence will come home. He's going to slide, and he's called out. Wow, that was a bang-bang play. I will credit the Medway battery there for making that play. I thought Terrence's foot was in. Again, we're very far away here in our executive camera suite in center field and right center field, but they did make the play. So MacArthur is retired, 2-1 on the pass ball, so 1 out. Kylie does get down to second. It's 1-2 to Dennison. So now 1 out, 1 runner in scoring position. And Andrew, base hit up the middle for Andrew. Kylie rounding third, and now being held at third. Ball fielded cleanly by the center fielder, so Andrew with a nice single up the middle. That moves Kylie to third, so first and third again. With 1 out for the top of the order, Nick Larsh. Nick is 1 for 1. He's walked and he has singled. Good contact there by Andrew. So the Panthers looking to beef up this lead. And Larsh looking for some contact. And he does contact the ball, but it goes straight back for strike one. Coaching staff for Medway positioning his outfield, moving them a little bit more into pull position for Nick, moving the center fielder over to his left, shading right center field for Larsh, who is a pull hitter. The 0-1 to Nick Larsh is hit high and deep to center, way back, and bombs away for Nick Larsh. Nick Larsh has done it, a 3-run homer. That makes it 10-0. And the security very tight here at Santos Field, as they do not want anybody getting near the fireworks that are stationed a few hundred yards behind us. Anyways, a 3-run bomb for Larsh. That's 3 runs in. It is 10-0 Panthers. So Larsh over basically straight away center field. And still only 1 out. And here's Kevin Rudowitz, who hit a granny his last time up. So bases empty, 1 down for Rudowitz. He looks at a strike down the middle. 0-1 to Kevin, who knocked in 4 on his grand slam his last time up. Still only bottom of the third. And that's high, very high, to Rudowitz, 1-1. So the Panther offense is exploding here early. 10-0 at the moment. 1 down, bottom of the third. There's the pitch and a swing and a miss. Kevin chases that high and away 1. So Fraughton, the pitcher, just trying to throw some strikes and hope his defense can give his team an out. A lead like this can be deflating for a team. Makes these long innings make it very difficult to maintain focus and being down 10-0. But still only bottom of the third. So that was a ball, 2-2 now to Kevin. And Kevin fouls it straight back and loses the bat on that swing as it flies out of his hand. Fouled it straight back. Usually that's a sign that you just missed a ball. And Kevin on it tonight with that big home run earlier in the game. On deck is Andrew Lee. Here's the 2-2. And this one's hit high to shallow left center field, and an incoming catch is made by the left fielder. That was number 43, Will Haddigan, who comes in and makes a nice play on Kevin. So that's the second out of the inning for the Panthers, and in steps Andrew Lee, who is 0 for 2. He popped out and grounded out. He is 1 for 2. He singled and then was thrown out at second base. So again, the security very tight here in Medway. A group of young girls being reprimanded by the security. Perhaps you're being entertained by this in the background as Lee takes a ball 1-0. So 2 outs, nobody on for Lee. And Lee slices one to right field. That's a base hit. And a nice play by number 33. That is Charlie McKeon on the hop to come in and get that. If that got by him, Andrew Lee would just be flying around the bases. But he's held at first while we have sounds like some samba music behind us. The festivities are cooking here in Medway, and the same for the Panther offense. So 2 down, 1 on, and here is O'Neill. O'Neill has flown out to center field, and I believe he's singled. Andrew Lee gets down to second on the pass ball. 1-0 to O'Neill. On deck is McCarron. So the Panther offense not taking their foot off the pedal as Lee gets on with a 2-out hit, and he's in scoring position. The 1-0. That's low and in the dirt. Actually gets by the catcher, and Andrew Lee will easily get to third base. 2-0 now to Sean O'Neill. Sean O'Neill, number 10. So O'Neill with a runner at third, a chance to get a ribby. Fraughton delivers. That's just a bit outside, as Bob Uecker would say. High and away. So that's now 3-0 to O'Neill. Wow, we have some very entertaining party music in the background. This is how baseball should be played. A nice, beautiful soundtrack, an international soundtrack. And here is O'Neill. Sean looks at an outside strike there to Sean. So 3-1 to Sean, who I'm sure is licking his chops to get the bat on the ball. Lee at third. The pitch. And Sean, hard foul ball straight back. So full count now, 2 down. And the Panthers looking to add to their lead. 10-0 at the moment. As the music stops, and here's the payoff pitch. And Sean O'Neill flares one to right field. That is going to drop for a base hit. It gets by the right fielder, but no advancement by Sean. So Andrew Lee scores. That makes it 11-0 Panthers. O'Neill flares one into right. Here's Owen McCarron. McCarron 2 for 2 on the day, 2 singles. And we have another pitching change, as it looks like number 18 is coming in to pitch. That is Luke Luzetti, who will be taking the ball, as Fraughton is done for the day pitching. Bottom of the third, 2 outs, 11-0 Panthers. We'll be back when the pitcher is ready. Back to the action, and in steps Owen McCarron, who is 2 for 2. New pitcher for Medway is number 18, Luke Luzetti. So first pitch strike to McCarron, 0-1. And Owen slices one, another base hit, so Owen stays hot. O'Neill to second. He stops there. So first and second, these Panthers keep hitting. Another hit for McCarron. So first and second, in steps Sam Winston. Sam is 1 for 1. He has walked and singled. 2 down here in the bottom of the third. It is 11-0 Panthers. 1 runner in scoring position for Sam. And that's low and inside for ball one. Ball 1 to Sam. Pause in the musical action here as the 1-0. And that's hit softly to second, and he will be out at first to retire the side. So the Panthers, quite an inning for Holliston as they pile on 4 more runs on 6 hits in that inning. It is 11-0 Panthers after 3 full innings. Back to Santos Field on this gorgeous Saturday night. It's an 11-0 lead for the Panthers as new pitcher for Holliston steps in. It's Andrew Lee, number 1, doing your pitching. So Lee steps in to face Jackson Bridges, Luke Luzetti, and Matt Childs. And couldn't tell if the umpire motioned strike there or not. At least 1-0 to Bridges. Bridges hit into a fielder's choice his first time up. He steps away in the bucket for that one and swings and misses. Your defense for the Panthers, and MacArthur in left, Dennison in center, Larson right. And there's a strike, so that is strike 3, and Andrew Lee off to a great start. A looking strikeout for Lee. He gets Bridges. Great start to the 4th inning. Luke Luzetti steps in. He flied out to left field. On deck, Matt Childs. Your infield is O'Neill at third, Rudowitz at short, Kiley at second, Winston at first. Gentile still doing the catching along with, again, your new pitcher, Andrew Lee. So 1-0 to Luzetti. That's low. And now we have a change of music in the background from this Medway day that is happening behind us. We went from some samba music, and it sounds like some little slow 70s easy listening beat. Coming in loud and clear, and a nice little saxophone solo right now as Andrew Lee continues to deal to this slow, easy listening music. And that one is sliced foul. So Panthers exploding for 7 runs in the second inning and 4 runs in the third. Home runs by Larson, Rudowitz. So Medway really needs to get something going as soon as possible. Here's the pitch from Lee, and that is high and away. And it's actually ball 4. So Luzetti walks with a 1-out walk. And here is Matt Childs, who lined out to the third baseman his first time up. On deck is Russell Grank. This is number 34, Childs, with 1 on and 1 out. That pitch is low for ball 1. 1-0 to Childs. The music is just entertaining everybody here, from the families over across the lake to our center fielder, Andrew Dennison, who clearly has some rhythm. Wonder who he gets that from, Mother Sue or Father Mark. But he's enjoying this. Perhaps the Tondorf 12 team should have a dance competition. I see Andrew taking that one. So that pitch is low and inside to Childs. 1 on and 1 out for Medway. Andrew Lee delivers. And that's chopped to second base to Kiley. Kiley bobbles it, but gets it. Redowitz picks it up. They do get the out at second. So good job getting 1 out there as Luzetti is retired. 4-6 at second base. That's 2 down. Childs on with a fielder's choice. And there are 2 down, and again a runner on first for Russell Grank. Sean Anderson on deck. And I recognize this song as Piano Man by Billy Joel. I don't think Billy Joel's in Medway. And now that I hear the voice, I know Billy Joel is not in Medway. It's 2-0 now to Grank. Grank grounded out his first time up to third base. Lee winds and delivers for a strike down the middle. Good pitch by Andrew Lee. Two down in the top of the fourth. That one's high. So 3-1, I think, to Grank. Runner on first is Matt Childs. That pitch is low and in the dirt, so there's a walk to Grank. So Medway trying to just get something on the board as Sean Anderson steps in. He struck out his first time up. So first and second for Anderson. Coach McCarron bringing in his right fielder, Larsh, with the right-hander up at the plate. So first and second, Anderson. That's a strike down the middle. 0-1, so Lee ahead of Anderson for the moment. That's a ground ball. It hits Lee, and it trickles off. Andrew does a great job to retrieve the ball as Kiley was heading to second to cover the base. Ball hit his leg and trickled between first and second there, so really nothing anybody could do. Andrew seems to be okay. So a hit in the book for Anderson. And now the bases are loaded for Medway. Childs on third, Grank on second, Anderson on first. And here's Matt Bullard, who struck out, swinging his first time up. Bases loaded for the Panthers. Excuse me, for the Mustangs. My bad. Two down here in the fourth. Lee delivers low. Good scoop by Gentile. Ball one. To Bullard. Lee delivers. Swing and a miss for strike one. 1-1 now to Bullard. So again, two down in the inning. Bases loaded. And that's hit hard right to Winston. Fields it, steps on first, and calmly tosses the ball back to the mound. And that will do it for Medway in the fourth. So Medway, no runs. One hit after 3.5. Panthers 11, Mustangs 0. Bottom of the fourth at Santos Field. In steps. This is Joe Gentile, number 9. Joe has walked and reached base on a fielder's choice. He is 0 for 1, and that is quickly ball 2. So 2-0 to Joey G, primetime Joey. It is bottom of the fourth here, and it's an 11-0 lead for the Panthers with the sounds of Indiana Jones behind us as Joe swings and misses. Maybe fouled it off. 2-1 to Joe G. Perhaps the Indiana Jones music will inspire a Medway comeback or perhaps inspire more Panther runs. We would prefer the latter as Panther fans, of course, as Gentile awaits a 2-1 pitch. Up towards his head, he ducks out of the way. 3-1 now to Joe, number 9. Joe has made tons of contact over the last few games. Maybe 5 or 6, 7 games at this point, more than a few. As again, he ducks out of the way. So I might have had that count wrong. Perhaps it's 3-2 now to Joe. The pitch. And just waves at it and strikes out. So the leadoff hitter, Gentile, is retired on the strikeout, and in steps Terrence MacArthur. He has struck out and walked. So Terrence, number 35, he's been your left fielder. Medway coaching staff is repositioning his players as Terrence fouls that one up and out of play. 0-1 to MacArthur. On deck, TJ Kiley. One down for Terrence. Terrence just missed that one, fouled it straight back, just a little late. And Terrence quickly in the hole, 0-2. So one down for the Panthers. The 0-2 pitch, and he takes it looking in the inside corner. So Terrence, his second looking strikeout. A couple of tough pitches, though, in his defense. And the first two are retired. Still, your pitcher is Luke Luzetti for Medway. And here's TJ Kiley. TJ has walked and singled today. TJ looks at a ball just high, 1-0 to Kiley. On deck, Andrew Dennison, your dancing center fielder for the Panthers. So Kiley, the lefty, looks at ball 2, 2-0 to TJ Kiley. TJ playing second base in this game so far, as he looks at a 2-0 pitch. Whoa, and again just a bit outside. 3-0 now to Kiley. 2 down, 2 strikeouts in this inning for the Panthers. And some more calming and relaxing symphony music in the background as Kiley looks on. And he looks at, I'm not sure what that was. I guess a strike. 3-1. Yeah, called strike. As co-producer Mark Dennison updates me. And TJ, a good strong hack, fouls it straight back. Might have hit the catcher's arm. Sounded like some skin. So 3-2 to Kiley as the trumpets blare. Will something dramatic happen to match the music? And it doesn't. Wow, and TJ gets on. Tough break for Medway there. Call could have gone either way. But Holliston will benefit. That's a 2-out walk for Kiley. That brings up Andrew Dennison. Dennison 1 for 1. He has singled and walked. On deck, Nick Larsh. So Andrew Dennison looks at ball 1, and it just dribbles out of the catcher's hand, but he regains control. So ball 1 to Andrew. The 1-0 pitch from Luzetti. And that almost hits Dennison. 2-0 to Andrew Dennison. With the big picture movie theme music in the background. The 2-0. And Dennison just fouls that one off. 2-1 to AD Andrew Dennison, number 24. Getting quieter here at Medway's Cassidy Fields. The other 2 games have concluded. And that is a ball outside, so 3-1 now to Andrew. Some of those fans trickling over to this 12-year-old first-round playoff game between Medway and Holliston. The 3-1. Andrew, a hard hit to second, fielded cleanly, and they retire Andrew on the ground ball to second, 4-3. So, no runs, no hits for Holliston. After 4 full innings, it's your Panthers 11, Medway 0. It's playoff action in the Tondorf tournament in Medway, 2017 12-year-old division. Your top-seeded Panthers beating Medway right now 11-0. It's top of the 5th, and Andrew Lee comes out. Kevin Rudowitz, your new pitcher for Holliston, number 11. And the leadoff hitter is Aiden Dion, who doubled his first time up, and it's ball 1 to Aiden. Defensive repositioning here. MacArthur in left, Dennison in center, and Andrew Lee in right. It's a ground ball to Larsh at short, and it's a wild throw. Gets by McCarron. Great backup by Andrew Lee, hustling in, and he's right there to back that ball up and prevent any further advancement on the bases. So an error on the shortstop. And the leadoff hitter is on for Medway. Jackson Horan stepping in. He struck out his first time up. Third base O'Neill, shortstop now Larsh, second base Kiley, first base is McCarron now. Gentile still doing the catching. And it's ball 1. So 1-0 to Horan. On deck is Charlie McKeon. Leadoff runner on. That's low and in the dirt. Ball 2. So 2-0 now to Horan, who did strike out earlier in the game, his only other at-bat. Radowitz delivers. And that is also low, so 3-0 to Horan. Leadoff runner on first is Dion, and that one is chopped to first, fielded by McCarron, does not throw to second. That would have been a tough throw with the runner in the path of the throw. Probably a smart decision there by Owen. So Horan retired on the fielder's choice, won first base unassisted. There's the first out of the inning. Aiden Dion goes down to second, and here's Charlie McKeon, who has struck out tonight in his first at-bat. So runner on second, and that is chopped foul down towards the Medway dugout. Joe Gentile goes and retrieves the ball. So 0-1 to McKeon. There is one out in this top of the fifth playoff action here at Santos Field. That's a swing and a miss. So 0-2 now. Kevin is ahead of him. On deck is the top of the order, Luke Fraughton. The pitch. That is high and inside and behind the batter. So that one, first ball to McKeon. So 1-2. Coaching staff from Holliston trying to keep their Panthers hustling and in the game despite the 11-0 lead. And there's a looking strikeout, a low strike there by Rudowitz. Gets the second out of the inning. So 2 down now. Aiden Dion on second. And here's Luke Fraughton, your leadoff hitter. He has struck out and singled. So 1 for 2 to Fraughton. Holliston pitching, really having no problems with this Medway offense. And there's a first pitch strike. So Kevin ahead 0-1. And a quick mound meeting as Coach Larsch comes out, brings his battery together. Must have seen something maybe in Kevin's motion or delivery. Has a couple of quick words for Kevin as Coach Larsch trots off the field here in this top of the fifth. Again, Panthers up 11-0, a comfortable lead. 2 down, runner on second. And an outside strike there. So 0-2 now. Quickly 0-2 on Fraughton, the leadoff hitter. On deck is Jackson Bridges. Kevin winds and delivers. And it's hit out deep to center, way back and just in front of the fence. Dennison gets it. He throws in. It goes into the infield. The pitcher, Rudowitz, gets it. So Medway finally on the board. That wakes their crowd up, who have been somewhat dormant throughout the game. An uncatchable ball as that one was hit high into the right center field gap. So Luke Fraughton is on base, his second hit of the day. He has an RBI as Dion scores, and here's Jackson Bridges, number 7. So a 2-out run, and this one is chopped to third. Nope, Larsch gets it, fires to first. A good try by Nick Larsch, backing up Sean as the ball got by O'Neill at third. And Larsch did everything he could to get the runner at first. Did not happen, so an infield hit for Bridges. Fraughton stays at second. He would have ran into an out there. And in steps Luke Luzetti. He is 0 for 2. The lefty. He is your pitcher at the moment for Medway. Rudowitz. And that's grounded foul towards the Medway dugout. So 0-1 to Luzetti. Medway on the board, 11-1. 2 down here in the fifth. And that's a ball. So 1-1 to Luzetti. First and second as Medway still threatening with a runner in scoring position. Kevin sets, delivers. Outside. It's 2-1 now to Luzetti. So 2-1. And 2 down as Coach Rudowitz is reminding his club. Here's the pitch. It's high and outside. It gets by Gentile. A crazy bounce. And now the runner on first scoots over. So now each runner advances. Fraughton down the third, Bridges down the second, so 2 runners in scoring position now for Luzetti, who steps in with a 2-1 count. The pitch is outside, and that's a walk. So the bases are now loaded, and here is Matt Childs, who is lined out and hit into a fielder's choice. So bases loaded here in the top of the 5th. 2 down, though, so any base, force at any base. And Childs, the cleanup hitter, which indicates he can hit the ball, but not on that swing, as he swings and misses for strike 1 on an inside pitch. So bases loaded for Medway, 2 down. Redowitz delivers. That's topped and fouled off. So 0-2 now to the hitter Childs. Redowitz ahead and looking to put away Childs. And that's high, and the Medway runners will hold. The Medway runners hold on that pass ball, so 1-2. As the coaches are encouraging these Panther players to stay in the game. 1-2 to Childs. Not Julia Childs, but Matt Childs. And that is outside, and the runners just, again, aggressively come off their bases, but no advancement. So 2-2 now to Childs. 2 down, 2 outs. Excuse me, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 5th. Bases loaded for Medway. And that is behind. And this time the runner from third will come in, and he's safe. A great try by Rudowitz and Gentile on a quick throw and tag. Kevin appeared to be maybe questioning the call there, or maybe hurt his hand, not sure, maybe both. But an excellent try by our battery to get Fraughton, but he does score. So now 2 runs are in for Medway, and it's a 3-2 count. Coach Larsch questioning the call, getting some clarification. Runners now in scoring, 2 runners in scoring position. Luzetti to second, Bridges to third. And Childs, a full count to Childs with 2 down. 11-2 Panthers. As a slow country ballad begins in the background. And Kevin gets him swinging, so the Panthers get out of the inning on the strikeout. However, the Medway Mustangs get 2 runs on 2 hits. So after 4.5, heading towards the bottom of the 5th inning, 11-2 Panthers. Bottom 5 at Medway's Santos Field in this first-round playoff game. Tondorf, 12-year-olds, 11-2 Panthers. So Medway got a couple back last inning. And here's Nick Larsch, who hits one deep to left, and it's going to be over the left fielder's head. It rolls all the way to the fence. Larsch is rounding first. He gets the second. A stand-up double for Larsch. He looks at the ball overthrown, but remains there. So a nice opposite field swing for Larsch. He is on with his 3rd hit of the day. So a double for Larsch, and here's Rudowitz. So nobody out, runner in scoring position for the Panthers, looking to beef up this lead here. Might be likely their last chance to hit tonight, as they won't need to bat in the bottom of the last inning. Wild pitch, and Larsch goes to third. He'll slide in safely. A little delay there on the pass ball there by Nick, but he does get there, and the third baseman not really in position. Might have had a chance there, but unlikely. 1-0 to Kevin. 2-0 make that. Now to Rudowitz. So Larsch on third. Kevin, who is your pitcher at the moment, that pitch is inside, and the ump says he gets hit. So that's a hit by pitch for Kevin. So he's on first and third. Nobody out for Andrew Lee. Lee is 1 for 3. He has singled, popped up to the third baseman, and grounded out to the third baseman. So he's 1 for 3 on the night. Andrew Lee playing the outfield and pitching tonight. And this one is hit hard to right, and it will be a fair ball down the line. It gets by the right fielder, and there goes Andrew Lee. Watch him run. 1 run is in. Larsh. 2 runs are in. Rudowitz, and Lee is standing at third base with a triple. Andrew Lee going opposite field there with a slicing line drive. No chance for that right fielder. And 2 runs come in on that, Larsh and Rudowitz. So a 2-run triple for Lee. That makes the lead 13-2. So they quickly get those 2 runs back. And here's Sean O'Neill. Sean has flown out to the center fielder. He has singled and he has singled. He's 2 for 3 as that pitch is outside, and Lee will stay at third. 1-0 to O'Neill. On deck is Owen McCarron, another hot hitter for the Panthers. So the Panthers, the baseball, looking like the size of a medicine ball. And as I say that, beach balls are flying around behind the dugout. And that's what that baseball appears to some of these Panther hitters who are just hitting everything. They may not be getting hits every time, but lots of contact. So here's O'Neill, the 1-0. Make that 2-0 now to Sean O'Neill, number 10. Sean has some nice symphony music accompanying his at-bat. In the background on deck, McCarron. That is a strike. 2-1 now to Sean. So McCarron on deck, then Winston, number 5. Panthers batting all 10 players tonight. Brady Sweeney unfortunately missing the game as he is in the Outer Banks with his annual family trip. And O'Neill, as I say that, he singles up through the right side for a base hit and an RBI. Andrew Lee scores. And that will do it. I guess there is a mercy rule here, so there's a walk-off single for Sean O'Neill. That will make the score 14-2, and that is your final here in this first-round playoff game for the Holliston Panthers. They easily take care of the Medway Mustangs 14-2 in only 5 innings. As the players high-five and get the coaches and the umpires, they will head back to their dugouts, and unfortunately the season over for Medway. Tough season for them as they finish up 1-10, and your Holliston Panthers will move on to the second round of the playoffs, which will be tomorrow. Not exactly sure who they're playing yet. So a beautiful evening here in Medway for weather and for your Holliston Panthers as they trounce the Medway Mustangs 14-2. As the Holliston Panthers tip their caps to their family and friends, they will head into their dugout victorious as they advance in the playoffs. Hope you've enjoyed this broadcast from Medway and this Holliston Cable Access Television broadcast. I'm Brian Winston along with Mark Dennison, cameraman and co-producer. It's a Panther victory